to the Phenom's Corner. This is your host, the Phenom, here with my convalescing partner after our last Ultimate Alliance review, the Icon.
It was a sucker punch, I tell you. It was a sucker punch.
Yeah, that's what they all say. In any case, let's jump right into this review as we take a look at the entire Matrix series. The first three films, and we'll talk briefly about the video games. I think we both played a couple of those.
Yeah, I enjoyed Path of Neo myself.
Yeah, don't even mention Enter the Matrix. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's talk about the first film. How did you feel about the very first Matrix film?
I didn't know what the hell it was at first when people were telling me about it. Have you seen the Matrix? Have you seen it? And I watched it. And I was like, man, this movie's pretty cool. The bullet time, the slow motion, the gun action, and the story kind of.
It's kind of one of those stories that you need to see a couple of times in order to piece everything together. I mean, you're unlikely to actually understand everything the first time you see it.
Yeah. I completely got you. Yeah, I watched the movie tons of times. I've watched it maybe about 8 times probably, and plus it comes on TV all the time.
Yeah, it seems like they're showing it like every weekend on some channel or another.
It came on MTV the other night. No, VH1, my bad.
Yeah, they show it pretty often, and I have to say that looking into the movie itself and looking at the characters, the character I actually liked the least in the film was Neo. He was really kind of, I think it's Keanu Reeves just always has that sort of look on his face like he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, seriously, he does. I mean, if you ever look at him, it's like when Morpheus jumped across that building, he goes, whoa.
It's like, you look at him at some points, too, he's like, you say something to him, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was tripping when he saw the little kid bending the spoon with his telekinesis powers or whatever, and he was like,
Oh yeah, but as far as the other characters, my two favorite ones were Morpheus and Agent Smith. I mean, Agent Smith was awesome. I mean, I must have saw the movie about 1,000,000 times because my ex-roommate, he really loved The Matrix, and I had to watch it almost every other day, and I swear I have every line of dialogue from that film memorized. I could recite so much dialogue, and I found Agent Smith and Morpheus to be very fun and interesting characters.
Yeah, I agree too. He was very funny. I found him funny. The meaning of purpose and all this other shit. It was really, I liked him.
Yeah, like Agent Smith's like his little talk to Morpheus in the interrogation room, like, I'd like to share a revelation that I've had recently in my time here. I've discovered that you humans aren't actually mammals. I mean, he would just go on and on with this stuff, and it was fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And Morpheus, I mean, he had the same thing where he could just, like, in the scene where he's like describing to Neo, like, when they're both inside the computer program in the white room and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like he's like giving this very long monologue about everything. It's like, right now you are inside a computer program. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self. I mean, he just went on just like Agent Smith. I mean, there's some really fucking big words in this damn series.
Yeah, I've gotten lost plenty of times wondering, like, okay, let me go get a dictionary, and I'm gonna find that word, and I'm gonna say that shit my damn self, and I'm gonna sound like the smartest fucking person in the fucking world.
Yeah, like stand in line at the McDonald's and use one of those words while placing your order and see how many long stares you get.
Like, oh my god, you're a genius.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely make a lot of people think you're smarter than you really are just by using some of the Matrix dialect.
Yeah. But, starting getting off into the second film, which was my favorite film out of the trilogy. I don't know about my partner over here, but...
Can you see my face turning red right now?
I really don't give a shit right now, but this is what I feel, and I'm going to stick with it. I love the action in the second film, the fight scenes and everything. Neo was kicking ass, man. And you may think I'm a fucking faggot, but...
I always think you're a faggot. That's besides the point.
Well, up yours, asshole.
Alright, now, you said you liked the film based on the action alone. And, well, if you go for the whole summer action movie, deal, you'll probably like this. I mean, there is quite a lot of hardcore action in it. I mean, Neo doing lots of, increasingly ridiculous things with the bullet time and, all that stuff. The action is actually good. I can't knock the film on that. But, oh my god, what the fuck was the story about? I can't even, fuck. If you don't have a degree in philosophy, you're not going to know what the fuck is going on. And that is one of my main problems with this film. If you watch the first one, you can understand it. But if, this one here, I mean, if you don't have a degree in philosophy, you're not going to understand what the fuck is going on most of the time.
That's why they brought out the little thing with the first Matrix game, Enter the Matrix. You had to play that for the storyline to connect with the second movie, which was ridiculous because everybody doesn't play video games, and people was probably wondering what the fuck is going on. If you play Enter the Matrix and you get all the cutscenes and you see all the other extra shit, then you'll see what was. But it still was kind of fucked up in a way.
Actually, Enter the Matrix runs parallel with the events of the second film. It doesn't actually connect, 1 to 2 or anything. It just shows you two different characters. What's her name? Jada Pinkett Smith, Niobe,
Yeah.
and whatever that Asian dude
Ghost,
was.
I think.
Yeah, Ghost. I don't know, Ghost Rider, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Basically, it puts you into the role of two irrelevant characters that we see 2 or 3 times in all 3 films and have nothing to do.
And boy, does that game suck.
It is horrible. I mean, the graphics are good. It gave me hope looking at it, but looking at it now, it's just like this game is a glitched out, buggy, almost unplayable mess. I can't understand how shit like that could ever be released.
I didn't understand. I played it. It was okay for the first few minutes. I started seeing the bugs and the glitches you were saying, and fighting agents wasn't. I was like, these fuckers won't die. Just give me Neo so I can kill somebody. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's like you've got a franchise that you've got great characters, and you give us 2 fucking idiots that we don't know or care about, and you expect us to want to play as these people. It's like, okay, they said they didn't want to make it about Neo because it would be sort of a Superman game because he had his one powers, and they said that wasn't in the spirit of the Matrix. Well, why the fuck not? If it wasn't in the spirit of the Matrix, why the hell did you give him 1 powers to begin with in the films? But in anyway, even if you exclude Neo, we still got Morpheus and Trinity. Those are 2 human characters, and we know them. They could have had any number of adventures, before, during, or after the second movie. Why the hell did we have to have 2 dumbass characters that have absolutely nothing to do in these new films to play as? It just didn't work.
I'd rather would have played with Morpheus or Trinity or somebody else in that game besides those 2 guys. It was horrible.